I welcome each one of you on behalf of Association of Muslim Professionals. Okay, so I'm Humaira Kabir, your host today. I'm representing Association of Muslim Professionals, that is AMP, and I'm working as the operations manager at AMP USA. Along with me, we have Mr. Muhammad Shahenshah Ansari, who is the president of AMP USA. Now, let me introduce you to our expert speaker of this follow-up session, Mr. Imran Ahmad Khan, who is the Director of International Marketing at Eurasia Institute in Germany. Mr. Imran Khan is a highly experienced education and career counselor and has been working and living in Germany for 18 years now. And it is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Danish Nadeem as our co-speaker today, who is the senior consultant and data scientist at Atos in Netherlands. Danish Nadeem Saab is a data scientist and IT consultant by profession. He has an educational background in computer science and artificial intelligence. He has been experiencing living and working in Europe for about 18 years now. So to all the attendees, please note that we will be taking your queries at the end of the session. I would request all the attendees to please raise your hands if in case you have any questions during the session using the Zoom raise hand option, and I will unmute you one by one. Keep an eye on the Zoom chat for your roll calls. Keep your questions very brief and specific and to the point. Our topic today is education in Germany, so your question must be related to this topic. I would request Mr. Danish Nadeem Saab to proceed with the session. Over to you, Danish Saab. Thank you.
Thank you, Umaira. Thank you very much. Welcome, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. So this is going to be the next session. We had a very interesting previous session, and there was a lot of interest we created. We got a lot of questions, over 550 plus questions. So it was quite a task, a very daunting task for me and for the team, for AMP, everyone around. So we did our best to kind of a new session where we could address more questions and especially focus on education in Germany. So let me share my screen and then we walk through the slides. Do you able to see the screen now?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, great. So yes, we are back again. We are more enthusiastic this time because we were happy to see a lot of people have approached us also with sending their questions. And I have been really quite actively trying to answer as much as possible. But then I think it's always necessary to have a follow-up session where we can discuss and have more interaction with all of you who have come back again and have maybe more questions. So you could see that there is a new email now where you could also post in your questions or you could reach out to us. We'll try our best to also answer your queries later. And there's also an Insta link where you can also follow, and also we will have more updates there. All right. So to just give you an idea how many questions and how we did is like, I actually looked into the questions and I tried to understand what are the frequency of questions. So if you see here, you can see the interest of people who have asked different sort of questions. Very obvious here is the Germany, which is kind of became a hot topic of discussion, and a lot of questions were asked on the issues of Germany, on education possibilities in Germany. So we tried to go through each of the questions and then try to see how we can best possibly answer it. So we have in this session German focused education, but then in the follow-up sessions we will talk about in general education beyond Germany. So not only here but also other countries. And then in the third session, we will talk about employment opportunities in Europe, because there are a lot of questions which were asked about how people can find job here, which field has a higher possibilities, which topic has a more, more possibilities for finding a job. So I think there's a lot of interest in there. And then another session would be more specific to the research and PhD possibilities. And I think that's also very interesting. I would like to definitely make people aware that even if you are preparing for your master's program, one possibility is also to go for PhD if you can already do master's in India, for example. So if you conclude your master's, you have a research orientation, you want to go ahead with higher studies. So why not to apply for PhD? Because PhD here in Europe is quite different as compared to other English speaking countries like UK or USA, because here you are basically employed by the university or by the research institute. So that's a very interesting thing. And I think with the series of sessions, we want to give you a message that through education and through research, you can open your way in Europe and also find different opportunities. And then, of course, eventually, if you like to settle here for longer term, you can also have that door open for you. Today's session is about education opportunities in Germany, and we will try to address specific queries, but also we will try to see the amount of questions that we have received was also specific to the different subjects. So we will try to address as much as possible, but then we will keep the platform open for all of you to ask questions, and then we will try our best to answer those questions. Why German education, as I also discussed in the previous session, is also about high quality education. The universities are recognized here. We have to understand there are different types of universities. We have to understand that most of the universities here are publicly funded. Universities are basically tuition free. So much so that it is quite attractive for many international students. And of course, once you are educated here, you open a new door for career and you start to look around for new jobs. Imran will talk in detail about the next steps and why and how about the procedure for admission. But what I would like to also emphasize is when you focus on Germany, you have to know that the education here is advantageous when you learn the language. So learning a German language will really open a lot of opportunities. So that is the only differentiator compared to other English speaking countries, that if you learn the language here, that gives you a cutting edge on others, that you can be open to larger job market, and not only Germany, but German speaking region like Switzerland, Austria, other European countries. And in fact, I mean, if you know Germany, then you can also, if you learn German, then you can also work for German company elsewhere, not only in the country. So I think that would be very interesting to listen to, and we are open to the follow-up questions. I give it now to Imran to share his ideas on that. And then later on, we will have a follow-up session with the questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Danish. Thank you very much, and welcome everyone for this follow-up session of our previous event, where we have introduced the idea of exploring Germany and exploring Europe as a destination, either for coming here for your higher education, or maybe finding a job or getting a settlement. And I'm very glad that the team of AMP, especially also Danish, has worked a lot to compile all the queries, all the questions that we have received during the event or after the event. And the reason of today's session is actually to go through the main, areas of interest according to the queries that were generated, as well as maybe also to start a bit of interaction with you. To give you, basic assistance, how to start, how to move forward. Let me first share my screen also, and yes. I hope it is visible.
Yes.
Yes, okay. In the following slides, actually, I would like to create a small recap of what we have discussed previously. Then we'll focus a bit on the areas of interest among all the participants of the previous. As it is a closed group today, we have invited only those participants who were interested in education in Germany, especially. And that's why I will first go through and do a small recap, and then we'll be open to assist you personally one-to-one. So please be focused. In our previous slides or previous sessions, actually I have given a small comparison of the cost of education, because it is one of the point or attractive point why choosing Germany. Among others, for example, high quality of education, strong economy, lot of universities and study programs available. But one of the important factors, especially for the families, are that how expensive it is to study abroad. In this small comparison, we have put our traditional destination for higher education like USA, Australia, Canada, and UK. And you can see the cost of education, especially the tuition fees per year is given on it. Okay, this presentation was also shared previously. If you are interested, you can either, take a note, maybe take a photo, or this presentation will again be shared once we are done with the session of today. Important thing in this slide is to see at the bottom we have Germany, where main attraction about the finances is that education is funded by the government or subsidized by the government. In terms of tuition fees, mostly you don't pay any single euro. And this also makes Germany actually very attractive for international students. Again, a small recap. On the left side, I have shown you a map of Germany, 16 states, and the dots are those cities which have, universities. There are different types of universities. I will go a bit in detail a little later, but these are the most popular destination where the universities are situated. Okay. Germany has about 429 institutions of higher education, or we call them universities, around 18,000 degree programs of all of the streams available. And the advantages of coming to Germany has made him third most popular destination for higher education for international students. It's the third most popular destination since 2018. Okay, we have about 360, but now it has been, because that's a new semester has just begun in the month of September, and we have about 400,000 international students studying here. Okay, and once again at the bottom there is no tuition fees in most of the universities, which made Germany also very attractive and brought it towards third most popular destination. I just said that there are different types of universities. The main idea or main difference is we have heard, most of you who are interested or doing your research or have heard about going to Germany have known about technical universities. Okay, this is one of the major type of universities in Germany, technical universities. We call them TU or simply university. These are universities or technical universities are big, having huge number of students and mainly emphasizing on theory and research, then practice or practical education. On the other hand, the second category is University of Applied Sciences. These are smaller in size, smaller in the in terms of number of students, but they're more practical, offering more applied education. And the third type of universities that we have discussed previously, also the private university or private institution of higher education, also available, but mainly focusing on business, management, tourism related programs. In previous session, we have also discussed about basic eligibility criteria of getting into any university in Germany. And this criteria is applicable to all German higher education institutions. So if you have done your high school, so there are different types of high school, definitely. So we can, during your question answer session, we can also go through individual curriculum, but generally if you have done your high school, which is of 12 years, you usually have to go through a foundation followed by a 3 years of bachelor. But if you have a 13 years of education, you can get into a bachelor's degree. Similarly, after having a bachelor degree, you can go for a master's program. Then we have explained also, there are different, German taught education is available as well as English taught education is available, both in private as well as public universities. Okay, so basic criteria is given, what is the average percentage required or CGPA required to get into a university. If you are looking for English taught program, bachelor's or master's, similarly, if you're looking for German taught program, or if you are interested to go for a private university. Okay. Again, the entrance requirement is given also for, according to the language tests, for example, IELTS or TOEFL or Pearson or Cambridge test or Duolingo. There are different types of English testing available. So 6.5 is the average requirement for all English taught programs available. IELTS or English test is not required if you are looking to go for a German taught program. Okay, for German taught, similar B2 or C1 is required. We'll get into a bit more detail once we have some questions. Popular field of study I have mentioned previously also: technical or engineering, interdisciplinary program, business, accounting, medicine or medical related program. But interesting thing is that once we have done the compilation of all the queries, all the questions and interest after our previous session, we have concluded this graphic for you, which shows that 45% of the questions of interest previously was in engineering program. Then there were about 30% of questions or participants looking for medicine or medical related program, and 25% students were interested to get some further detail or assistance about interdisciplinary programs available in Germany. Okay, so this was the compilation of the queries or questions we had previously. And I would like to give a brief introduction or information about what technical or engineering programs are there. Traditionally, in our own countries, we see that there are 5 to maximum 8 different types of engineering programs offered by a local university. But if we look at Germany, we have about 40 different types of programs related to engineering. And most popular program I was able to put on the slide together just to give you an idea what all possibilities are there for you if you are having mathematics or technical background. Okay, we will definitely share the slide with you later on. It was just to give you some idea. About medicine or medical related program, of course, we have human medicine. There were lots of questions about MBBS or MD. Similarly, there were questions about pharmacy or medical technology, biomedicine, and related program. So it's also, again, good news. There are at least again 40 to 50 different programs, not only medicine, but medicine related programs are also available to go for. If we talk about interdisciplinary program, there's a huge number of programs, a huge number of lists. Actually, I have found specific at least 100 programs which were graded as interdisciplinary program. If you have a background of one particular subject, you can switch to another program in order to enhance your knowledge, in order to enhance your for the advancement of your career. So there are a lot of interdisciplinary programs are also available. So these were 3 basic subject areas which were asked during our previous session that we conducted. So information is available, information is there, but I would suggest that we can do, before going towards ending more detail about the how the process, how to start. Maybe we can start taking few questions.
So as I see that the questions are not raised using Q&A.
We can ask the participants, anyone who is interested, to start speaking up.
Yeah, so that they can
Questions,
raise
please
their
feel
hands.
free. Yeah.
So I'll just unmute side. Okay.
Please,
I think it was Sujit Kumar. Then again it's gone. Saida Al Faqih. Okay. So I need to be the host again for that.
Yeah, please. So I will stop the sharing, right?
Yeah, Shenshabai, can you make me the host?
Yeah, just give me a moment.
Okay, so I'll just read out one question asked by Najm Ahmad Ashar. So, Assalamu alaikum. Can you please share the process details for MBA as well?
Right. I think it's a generic question. MBA is a category which falls under a management sciences programs. Okay, so MBA is possible for those who have their bachelor degree related to business, economics, or commerce. Similarly, MBA or related program is also available for those who have background in any kind of other subject. For example, I have done engineering. I have worked for 2 years in a company. Now I want to, in order to enhance my career, I want to go for MBA. So there are a lot of programs available in German universities, either they are MBA or programs like management, innovation management, engineering management, technical management. So these programs are available for you in German universities. So don't worry whatever background you have, but you can apply and get into a business related program, what I have just explained, or an MBA program.
All right. So the next question is from Pallavi. Can you please explain about MSc chemistry?
So I need to know what do I need to explain? Maybe the person should speak up what the particular question they have in their mind.
Okay, so the next question I'll move on to is from Shahida Sheikh. What is the scope for language analyst education in Germany? Please convey this question to Mr. Imran.
Language, sorry?
Analyst.
Yeah, we have programs related to linguistics, languages, okay? And also about audiology, yeah? So about listening and hearing. So if she can ask specific question, a specific field or specific topic, I would definitely be able to answer.
Yeah. So I see that the questions, they are not, fully written. The details are not there. So I'll just read out those questions who have the complete details. So please, attendees, I request you all to at least ask your questions with the details available with you want to ask.
Or you can speak up, raise your hand, we'll unmute you.
Correct. So the next question I'll read out would be, Assalamu alaikum, is there any master's program for international relations? I did my BA in German language. That's from Ahmad Zakaria.
Yes, we have international relation bachelor and master's degree program available both at state as well as private universities. Similarly, the related programs are for, development studies. It is also related to, IR, international relations. Both programs are available.
Okay. So the question from Rashid Ansari is German language compulsory for masters?
No.
No? Okay.
It's not compulsory. It is important. You need to see what is your aim, what is your goal at the end. Yeah? If you are looking for a good career in Germany or in Europe, we would recommend to go for German language. Okay, even if you are coming for English taught programs, it is recommended to speak at least intermediate level of German language in order to get easily settled in Germany, in this culture, in order to socialize yourself, in order to look for part-time job or full-time job. It is highly recommended to know some German language.
True. So I'll just read out one question from Razik Aziz Sayyed. Assalamu alaikum. My son is in Doha in grade 12 CBSE curriculum. Does he needs to go for 1 year foundation or directly he can be admitted to bachelor's degree?
No, he require 1 year of foundation prior to starting the bachelor studies, because 12 years of high school is not equal to the high school system in Germany. So after 12 years of education, everyone should go for 1 year foundation, but then 3 years of bachelor. So total duration of 1 year of foundation and 3 years of bachelor would be 4 years, which is a usual case everywhere. It would take 4 years time to complete bachelor's, including the foundation.
Correct. So the next question would be from Sujit Kumar. Sir, what is requirement for MSc data science and level of Germany language requirement?
Yes, Danish.
Should I take that question?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I can see you smiling, so I probably knew that you will be answering this question. Yeah, so go ahead, please.
Thank you, Sujit, for this question, because it's also relevant to what I'm doing. I'm professionally working as a data scientist here. And I definitely, it's a new field. When I came to Germany, there was no subject like data science. It eventually grew up out of computer science, statistics, and in combination with machine learning, artificial intelligence. So when you ask for requirement, of course, the requirement for university would be the formal one. You have to have the language requirement. You have to have a good mathematics background. A statistics background would be an advantage. And since you asked for MSc, definitely if your previous work has some kind of research publication and so on, that also helps. So these are the few formal requirements. But then if you have some work experience on top of that, if you have worked for any company, that would also be advantageous. Second point concerning the language requirement, it really depends. If your program is in German, then definitely it is expected that you should have a language certificate in German. But if it is in English, then it is fine. I mean, you can still just apply there. But then, of course, there will be a requirement for English language certificate, IELTS or TOEFL, and that would be one of the formal requirements. Yes.
Yeah, so I'll just unmute Sujit because he has requested a few more questions. So Sujit, you can speak up now. Sujit?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi,
Good
Yes,
Sujit.
evening.
Sujit.
Good evening, everyone.
Good
Good
evening.
evening.
Good evening.
Sir, I have completed bachelor in electrical and electronics engineering with mathematics background, and I am enrolled in a MSc Computer System with data science as one of elective. So I want to pursue MSc in data science to Germany. For this, local language requirement is for part-time job.
Yes, Sujit. So for you, because you already have a good technical degree as a bachelor's, you are eligible to apply for master's program in data science. Uh, for the language requirement, depending on the program that you are applying to, if that program is in German, then you will be required to have a German language certificate. And if it is in English, then it is not a requirement. But of course, for finding a job, for working, it would always be an advantage to know the German language. However, because you have a sound technical background, it is most likely that you can find a job in international oriented company where you can still manage without having a German language skill.
Thank you, sir. But I wanted to know that what level of intermediate language German I should know.
So if you really want to learn for basic day-to-day lifestyle, to communicate with the general thing, you need to have at least A1 or A2 level of German, which is a basic simple communication. But if you want to go for education, like learning programs in German, then you should have at least B1 level of German requirement, which would mean roughly about 1 year of preparation and a lot of effort in that to learn that language. But I think you can start your living just because if you have a basic idea of the language, you can apply here. You can see if you get a job or
I
if you
have
get.
completed up to A2.
Yes.
Sir, I have completed up to A2, and the
You're
next coming
Okay.
months I will be B1.
So that's good. I think you're going very well. I think if you learn further, you can actually proceed with the requirements here. So you have to find a program here which is related to what you want to do, because data science is a very broad topic. You can look if a data science program is related with the engineering background, so you can apply in engineering domain. If it is more related to management background, you can apply in so there are different variations there. You should search for the right program. If it is in English, you will not be asked for a German language requirement there. You have to definitely provide English language skills. And then of course, now you already say you know A2 level, you are good to go to start your life here if you come over.
Sir,
All the
one
best.
last question. Can you suggest me some university which providing this kind of course?
There are some universities, I think I will post later on a search link for the courses. So you can type in your search query and you can find a list of universities offering programs related to data science.
Yeah,
Thank
okay.
you
Thank
very
you.
much.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Sujit. So I will unmute Yasir Khan now. And Yasir Khan, please be prepared with your question.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum, Danish sir and Imran sir. Sir, I would
Walaikum
like
salam.
to know, I just completed my diploma of 3 years in hospitality and tourism management. So will I be able to study masters in January?
With diploma, you know, it depends. Diploma is done after +2 or after 10th class.
+2, sir.
you would get into a foundation year first, and you have to go through whole path of the bachelor degree, because diplomas as such are not recognized in Germany. Diplomas and certificates are not recognized in Germany. They will consider you as a fresh high school leaver, which means you have to go through a foundation year if you're looking for a public university, and then 3 years of bachelor. But if you're looking at private universities, they will accept you directly in bachelor degree.
So I can't directly go to master's degree.
No.
And so to study in Germany, can I learn German after coming to Germany, or should I learn it beforehand?
The best way is to learn German language in Germany. Okay, what we recommend, what the successful students are doing is they start learning German in their home country. Maybe basic, the first level, which takes like around 4 to 6 or 7 weeks maximum. Okay, do your basic German language of first level in your home country, and remaining German language should be done in Germany, because this is the best way, because you have environment where people use the language. You will hear or listen the language all the time. You would start trying to use the language also. So the learning process is faster if you are learning German language in Germany.
Okay, sir. Thank you. And sir, what in which type of university which would my bachelor degree fall in? Public, private, or interdisciplinary?
Both public and private universities would accept you.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you, Yasir. So I see Muhammad Ibrahim Itur. I'll just allow you to talk. Hello. Yeah, please speak.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum Assalam.
I'm presently pursuing my PhD in Department of Mechanical Engineering in University of Malaya. So I'm looking for postdoctorate opportunities in Germany. So my question is, how are the postdoctoral fellowships in Germany, and do I require to have some level of German language certification?
I can take up this question. Brother Ibrahim, for you, we have a special session planned in the future where we will specifically talk about research career in Germany or in Europe, and also for the postdoc positions. There is no formal requirement for postdoc for language, because postdocs are basically working within the university with the research team. So language requirement is not very strict there. Depending on your, of course, what topic you are working on, if it is related to anything related to Germany, any project where you have to deal with the German stakeholder, then there will be a requirement. But then for postdocs, it's always, university offers you training programs, language programs. So language is not an issue. We will discuss in detail how you can pursue your postdoc. Just to give you a short idea, yes, you are eligible, you can apply, but depending on what your topic is, you can look for the research institute. And then if you have a good publication, your chances of acceptance is higher. So if you have PhD plus on top of that, a few good publications, you can reach out to a few of the departments where you think your work is related, and then they will help you to find the way through. But on this topic, we will have a more extensive discussions. So if you like to join, you are most welcome, please.
Okay, thank you. I have one more question related to present ongoing PhD. So last year I applied for this binational supervised PhD through DEED, that is Kauchuchale. But I'm sad to say that I couldn't make breakthrough. I couldn't make it. So what is, can you provide some guidelines or some information where I can try one more time? Because I'm just into my second year. So I have still 1.5 to 2 years left for my PhD.
You're also interested in doing a PhD if there is a possibility. Is that what you said?
No, it's like a binationally supervised PhD. There's an option in DEED, which is called as Kauchuchale. Like I can continue my 1 year of PhD work in Germany.
So for PhD, I think, Imran sir, we will be having
we will definitely give you tips
let's
and
take another
suggestions
question.
how to improve your chances to get accepted. But we have planned a different session for this, and we will definitely be talking in detail. Today's session is purely about bachelor's, foundation, and master studies in Germany.
Yeah.
Correct.
You can, of course, reach out to us via email provided. So we will always get back to you.
Correct. So I see a few questions asked by Fauzia Faridi also. So that's related to postdoctoral. So I request Fauzia to please, keep your questions for the next sessions we'll be having on PhD and postdoctoral education in Germany and EU. So I'll now allow Ahmad Zakaria to talk, since I see only one hand raised now. Ahmad,
Assalamu alaikum.
walaikum salam.
Walaikum assalam.
Sir, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Sir, I recently completed my graduation from Aligarh Muslim University in German language, and I want to apply for masters in international relations. So, and I also want that course to be taught in English language. So, do I need IELTS or any other uh, or DAD for applying?
There are a couple of questions in your question. First of all, you said you have done your graduation in German language.
Yes, sir.
Please explain.
So I did my BA in German language.
German language and literature, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, and now if you are going for your degree in public relations or international relations, which is taught in English, there is only one university, which is a private university offering this. Okay.
Okay,
There is no program available which is taught in English in a public university. So now you have to decide if you will go for a private university, which is a paid education, it's not free, or a public university which is taught in German, as you already have German language, good level of German language knowledge. I would expect at least upper B2 level, and you can just brush up final level, which is C1, and you can get admission for a German taught program in a public university.
Sir, as far as language is concerned, only B1 level, till B1 level it is taught in the graduation level.
No problem. So you are aware about, you used to German language, okay? Topping up for B2 and C1, it won't be a problem. It would hardly take 4 to 5 months maximum.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
all right.
So the free program is available in public university. Okay, definitely a small, input I must give you. It's not frequently offered program, which means not a lot of universities are offering it. Hardly you will find maximum 5 programs offered. So competition is high. You must have good grades in your bachelor as well as a very good motivation letter. Why you want to study this particular program to, increase your chances for the acceptance.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ahmad Zakaria. So now I'll unmute Saida. Saida, you may speak now.
Hello, my name is Zaid. I wanted to ask about the entrance exams. How do you, are there any entrance exams in universities in general? And what are the requirements, as I've missed the last session? This is my first session with AMP, and that's my question.
Saida, the entrance exam, thank you for the question. It is also important to know. The entrance exam is only for the foundation year. Only those who have just completed 12 years of education. Apart from this, those having 13 years of education or have done their bachelor's and going for master's, there is no entrance exam to get into any university in Germany.
I've recently completed 12 years of education, so I have to do the foundation.
Sorry?
I've completed the 12 years. I'm a CB graduate in Al-Amal. This year I've graduated. I do a foundation year, correct?
Right. Right. You have to go through a foundation year depending on the curriculum you have gone through. So you went through a state curriculum, right?
Yes, I followed the Delhi state, I think.
Okay. Yes, you need to go through a foundation. There are most of the foundation program, you have to take the entrance exam. But there are a couple of foundation year program available which would accept you without having an entrance exam for the selection. Okay. But most of the state universities, you must take an entrance exam depending on the subject you are looking for. What do you want to study further?
I want to study management. I'm looking at risk management.
Yes. Management. So it is called W course, W foundation or business foundation. Okay. So they will mostly check your German language and some basics of mathematics.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you, Saida. I will now allow Harshit Verma to speak up. Harshit?
Hello.
Hello, Arshit.
Hello. A very good evening, everyone.
Hi. Yeah.
Well, sir, I have done my 12th from CBSE and I have obtained 63% in non-medical science stream. And now I have completed my first year in BSc Travel and Tourism Management from Chandigarh University with a CGPA of 7 CGPA. And I have done A1 with a score of 75 marks. And so I would like to further pursue my education in Germany.
What is your question?
So I want to pursue same tourism, travel and tourism management course in a public university. So what I have to do now?
You are, first of all, you are eligible according to the, description you have just mentioned about your grades. What have you done? 1 year of BSc.
Yes, I have completed my 13 years of schooling.
Right. So you can get into a bachelor degree program
Yeah, I want
in
to
a
pursue
state
bachelor's
university.
degree.
In a state university, programs are offered only in German medium in a state
No
university.
problem.
There are
Yes, sure.
programs also available which are taught in English but privately. Okay. So you are eligible to apply. You need to start the application process.
Sir, as German embassy is closed in India, so what can I do? As I guess I have to complete till C1 also for language.
No, you don't have to. Yes, you have to complete in order to join or start the university, which you can also do after coming to Germany. Okay, German
Okay,
embassies
sir.
are closed at the moment. No, they are not closed. They have stopped taking the study visa applications for sure some duration because of the current COVID situation in India. Okay, but the expectation is that within the month of October they will again start accepting the application. But there is an application process you need to go through before visa application. Okay.
Sure, sir.
There is a different ways how you will do the application. You can do directly. You can seek further assistance from us. We'll be able to give you assistance how to apply, which documents are required, shortlist the university. We can walk through you all the processes to get your visa done. Okay.
Sure, sir.
All right. So I see that questions are answered.
Thank you,
Harshit.
sir.
Thank
You're
you,
welcome,
Harshit.
Rashid.
So next I'll unmute Burhanuddin to talk. Hello, Burhanuddin. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam. Assalamu alaikum, Danish sir and Imran sir. So my question is, are there more German speaking courses or English speaking courses available?
Danish?
Yeah, we have been talking that when we see here, most of the programs are in German. If you say 95% of programs are in German, which means that if you come up with the language skill, you have more opportunities here, also for learning and also for job. So it's assumed that when you come to Germany, it's always good to have a German language background. And
also, I wanted to ask that how does the application process looks like for a bachelor student? Like I am currently studying material science engineering and I'm in 3rd year. So after 2 years, I would apply for a German university. And how does the application process looks like?
In your field of study, there are programs available which are taught in English also. So you can choose, you may choose if you want to come for English taught or for German taught. But recommended is to make up your mind, be open to learn the language, because this is part of the culture here. Okay. The application process would look like that once you are done with your last semester, you can start your application. Okay, we will share the link to find a proper, a university with the required subject. You have ample time to locate one particular subject or more of them or different universities. And the application processes they will give you a list of documents that you need to prepare. Mostly it is your high school transcript and certificate, Similarly, your transcripts of bachelor and completion certificate from your university, your passport copy, some photographs, and then application form for the university. These are the major documents required. And now for you, for masters, they definitely need to see your motivation letter, and mostly two letter of references are required, either from your professors, or if you're working, from your employer. Okay, these are all documents you are required in order to apply. And now if you apply for an English taught program, uh, you need to have English proficiency. Some universities may or might accept you with a letter, it's called MOI, medium of instruction letter, that your previous education was taught in English. Okay, but they're very rare, very few. Most of the universities would ask you to have either IELTS 6.0, sorry, 6.5, or equivalent in TOEFL or other exams. But if you're applying for a German taught program, you don't need these certificates. You can apply and get a conditional admission. Condition would be, please come to Germany, complete the German language, and then join the upcoming semester. Okay, this is how it would work.
Imran sir, as you said, for a successful student, we need to have a German proficiency in at least A1 or A2. So what do you suggest that I learn German language here in India till A2, then I would come to Germany and then proceed my proficiency more in German?
This is the best suggestion. And the best time to start learning is as soon as you are done with your final exams. Because then you have a couple of weeks, couple of months time, not only getting your final results, but also to get acceptance from the university. The duration would be between 3 to 4 months. This is the right time in order to save your then further time. This is the right time to start learning German language. One level of German language you can easily learn within 6 weeks.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Buranuddin. I'll unmute Saad Khan. Saad, you can speak.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody.
Walaikum Assalam.
I just had a very simple and a very basic doubt, which was like in my mind since the time there's this conversation happening between public universities and private universities. So basically, I wanted to pursue my master's, I mean, an MBA in finance or maybe an MS. I was just confused between it right now. I am actually a BTech student. I'm pursuing my BTech degree. I'm in my 4th year right now, and I'll be completing my degree in the month of April 2021. So I'm yet in my educational academic study phase right now. So I just wanted to know, like, what is the difference between public universities fee structure and the private universities fee structure when it comes to like a very basic generalized way of differentiating between fee structure in them? That was like a basic concern which was in my mind.
The basic difference is like private universities are going to ask you for a tuition. Public university is funded by the government, so the tuition fee is very, very minimal. We are almost talking that it is a free. Now, depending on exact numbers, that depends on the program that you are interested in. Private universities, you have to understand, and I think all of you who are listening now, that private or public university, all are recognized here by an accredited body. So the programs are recognized. Just because they have their own setup, a private university may charge a tuition fee. That can vary depending on the program that you are interested in. So if you are saying MBA in finance, that's what I heard. So I think that's quite an expensive program. Any MBA in general is an expensive thing. So I think you have to keep in mind that private universities are going to ask you for a tuition fee for that. What happens is like private universities, because they have a good kind of a network also, they try to also help you in terms of employability. Later on, they're also well connected. So it's also a matter of choice. Government universities are basically free, we can call it. But then again, the programs that you are interested in, these kind of programs, even in government university, won't be absolutely free, I would say. Let's say it could start with, I wouldn't be able to give you the right number, but then definitely have to keep in mind that there is a certain fee on top of the basic one. Does that help you to understand?
Yeah, it helped me actually, but then I just had another doubt which came into my mind after you told me about the fee structure being very high for the course, which I'll be probably pursuing in future. Are there any kinds of scholarships which they offer in private universities?
Generally, sometimes there are country-specific scholarships, but maybe 2%, 3% of the fees, 4%, 5%.
They might also expect you a high GMAT score, especially if you're interested in MBA. Sometimes what you can also do is you can start reaching out to the employer, have some kind of networking there. Employer agrees that after your completion of a study, they may hire you. So you can also negotiate a possibility of partially getting funding from the employer itself. So it happened, I can give you a case of people who have come here to study management, but they have also looked already with the potential employer. And I think especially if you are following a management track, you should definitely start to have some kind of work experience. So it is still fine that after your graduation next year, you can start working for, let's say, a year. And that is the time when you should start exploring and networking with other potential employer and see if they can also support you. Most of the MBA programs are normally, they're expensive, and a scholarship is dependent on several factors. Your education background, so the GMAT score, overall graduation grade, but also with respect to if you're financially weaker. So there are some kind of scholarships available, but not many. So it's really very low.
Correct.
Yeah. Thank you, Saad. I hope that your questions are well answered.
Yes.
So, yeah, thank you. So I'll just unmute Razik Aziz Sayyid to speak. Razik, you can speak up your question.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum Assalam.
Yes, I just have two basic questions. Okay, this is for my son who is in grade 12 right now. We are in Qatar, so he is into CBSE stream. So the first question is regarding the foundation course. Is it a possibility to have foundation course and the bachelor's degree in the same university? This is the first question. And second question is regarding the entrance for foundation course. Is there a possibility to do that entrance from Qatar, or we have to come to Germany?
Okay, for the first question, yes, it is possible also to do your bachelor's from the same university from where you have done your foundation.
Okay.
It is not possible to take the foundation entrance exam for the foundation from, a third country. You have to be in Germany in order to take the entrance exam.
So it will be in the same university.
Same university will take the exam who will offer you a place for the foundation.
Okay, all right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Razik. So I'll just unmute Urja Rajoria to speak. She has been asking her questions in Q&A session also.
Yeah.
So yeah. So Urja, you can speak up now. Urja, are you there?
You are not audible.
Yeah, you are not audible. All right, so no worries. You can type your question in the Q&A section. I'll take your question after the talking is done. I'll now allow Mohammed Masiha to talk.
Hello, assalamu alaikum all. So actually, I am a working professional, currently working in IT sector. I have done my bachelor's from a college in India. So wanted to ask if I can apply for University of Applied Sciences. What would be better? Means the conventional university there or University of Applied Sciences will be better in my case. If I have 3 years of experience in IT field.
If I may allow, if I can answer this, I think those people who have work experience, who are more professionally oriented, University of Applied Sciences is a very good place to go, because there you have the programs which are application oriented, industry oriented, unless you have interest in research, because sometimes it also it depends on your field, what you're working as. You mentioned IT, so IT is something where you are working, I assume, in a very applied domain. So having an applied science degree is more advantageous to you for your professional career.
When I visit that site, I see many courses, many options there. So is there any ranking of university in terms of University of Applied Sciences, or can I blindly apply to any university there? Are all they deemed one, or will they be of advantage? Some universities may be of advantage, some may be of, some having downside. Is that the case there?
I can answer this question in a more generic way. You have to understand that in Germany, the ranking system is not very much applicable. There are ranking of universities, but what you should focus on the program structure. If the program structure matches what you have interest in, that is the university you should opt for. Most of the universities, as we have been talking, is publicly funded. They are well recognized, even if it is a private university. So it doesn't matter if you are at any of the universities as a graduate. What matters is if it is relevant to you and if you can get an admission there. So that is most, imagine like in India, like you have several IITs. So if you are interested in IIT, let's say Kharagpur, and interested in, I don't know, mining engineering, so your focus should be on IIT Kharagpur. That's what I mean. So you should start your search based on the program that you are interested in rather than the ranking of the university. That's a very generic comment to all of you. So whenever you are looking for program, it doesn't matter which German university you get your degree from, because all are recognized. The grading system is same. So what is important is you should choose your university depending, of course, on where you want to go. Bigger cities has a certain advantages, the smaller cities has a different advantages. For example, bigger cities, your life of living expense would be higher compared to the smaller town. But in bigger cities, you have also more opportunities to explore for job, part-time job, and so on. But since Germany is not such a big country, you can still manage to live at one place and work at another place. So I think it is really a matter of your own choice of what program you are interested in. So ranking would not help you, even though there are rankings, but in practice, nobody cares about it. Once you are here in the system, your degree will be recognized. Try to focus on which program you are interested in and which university is focusing on that program.
Sure thing, sure thing. Thanks very much.
Welcome.
Thank you. So I would like you, Tariq, to talk the question. Ayub Tariq.
Yes, Assalamu alaikum everyone.
Walaikum.
Sir, I'm a BBA graduate and I'm interested in studying a non-STEM course, such as the ones I've researched are related to marketing, like strategic marketing or design thinking. But according to my research, these programs are only offered by private universities and universities of applied sciences. So do you think it's only possible to pursue these in a private university, or is it possible in a public university as well?
I would take the question. You need to understand the structure, the way how you graduate in Germany. In private universities, they tend to attract you with different types of programs. Okay, but in public universities, you need to see the basic or core subject. For example, you said you are graduate from Bachelor in Business, right?
Yes, sir.
And your domain would be maybe marketing?
Actually, it's aviation management.
Aviation management. So we have particular courses in aviation management, but if you're looking for a particular specialization, you will not find in the name of the program that university is doing. Okay.
Okay.
Because every program, you are free to choose your major and your research project at the end. Okay.
Okay.
So, for example, you will come for an MBA program, but you can go for advertisement, you can go for entrepreneurship, you can go for management, you can go for logistics, you can go for whatever in the particular domain. It is your own choice. You can choose your domain as a major or as a project finally in the last year.
Okay. So it's preferable to research the breakdown of the program, not just the name of the program.
Breakdown, name of the program, you will never find some specific or specialization.
Okay, okay.
Do the research on the contents of the program, subject areas, but more important is you will be given a choice. You can choose whatever major you want to do as a project, as a thesis, or as an internship during the course of the program. Okay.
Okay, understood. Thank you so much, sir.
Maybe a general remark here to Ayub, especially for the management. I think it should be self-driven. You will be given an opportunity when you are doing your masters here that you can do project in whatever area. You have to get an approval from your university. But if you have an approval, you can already bring in anything that you like. If you're interested in supply chain, if you're interested in marketing, anything related to management, try to focus there. At the end of your finals of the final year, you will have an opportunity to work for your research or your thesis, where you can work for internship in a company. Whatever you work, that would be a part of your specialization. So anyone coming here for MBA program related to or business administration, they will have an opportunity to specialize. And once you specialize, you try to build up your profile from there. So I think if you have to think that way, that it is not that everybody is coming into MBA and coming out as an MBA graduate. Everybody is more or less specialized, even if they have a similar degree.
Noted, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Ayu. So I'll just ask Mustafa Sheikh to speak. Mustafa?
Yeah, Assalamu alaikum.
Hi.
Imran Bhai has talked about entrance exam in the Germany. So is it the admission is not confirmed while leaving for the Germany? Or it is going to be confirmed while you being in the Germany? What happens if something wrong has happened in the entrance exam?
Right. It is a vast topic, so I would try to explain it a bit in detail. Most of the university's entrance exam, you need to pass and then fall under certain merit in order to get accepted for foundation. Okay. For example, let's take an example of any university I'd speak about. Let's say Technical University of Berlin having all 4 different types of foundation. Could be engineering foundation, business foundation, medicine or medical related foundation, or natural sciences foundation. They have about 40 seats for one program. Yeah. And they might have 300 applicants. Out of these 300 applicants, 200 might have passed the exam, but they have limited seats, for example, 80. Yeah. They will take top 80 students who have passed the exam. Okay, and how they compile the merit is 50% of the grades are coming out of their high school marks and 50% of their performances in the entrance exam. Okay, in most of the cases, this is how it is done. But there are programs available in public universities where you even don't have any entrance exam. Okay, or if you don't have any merit system. Okay, so both you need to go in detail. We are also there for further assistance to choosing a particular program, but this is a general information how the university selects their candidates for foundation year. Okay, this is one aspect.
So that means the admission will be done once you reach the Germany.
Right, but you will have an offer letter from university of telling you that you formally fulfill the requirement, educational requirement to get into the program. Please come to Germany, do pass this entrance exam and fall under merit or maybe some other condition, learn German language, start the university. They will give you an offer letter, but you need to fulfill the condition mentioned in this letter.
What happens if you found some cases where people have not made the entrance?
Yes, maybe
and
because you have at least 3 chances. Okay, how you get 3 chances. Initially the visa is issued from your home country either for 3 months or for 6 months. Okay, which is then extended once you arrive here. It is extended or converted into residence permit at least for 2 years or up to 2 years. But by law you are you have to complete the foundation year within 2.5 year times. So you have 2.5 years to complete the foundation, which gives you 3 chances to try to get into a particular program. So sometimes there are students who are unable to pass the entrance exam. They try it in the next or upcoming semester. Okay.
So these durations, supposedly if a person is struggling to pass the entrance, they can work, etc., and live in the Germany as a normal student.
Definitely,
right?
they are allowed to work. They live here. They have their residence permit to stay here.
Thanks. Okay? I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you, Mustafa. So I will take few questions from the chat, then we'll move on to Q&A section. So that I'll try that most of the questions they are answered in the session today. So I'll read out this question from Arfa Anjum. Sir, I want you to elaborate the requirements for a BSc program candidate to enroll for MBA program.
Okay, it depends. So BSc candidate, there are two options. If you are looking for particularly for MBA, MBA Masters in Business Administration, this would be possible only in a private university, okay, after BSc. And private university also require at least 1 up to 2 years of work experience before the enrollment of at the university for MBA program. This is one thing. On the other hand, there are related programs. Once again, I need to know which subjects you have taken in your BSc. There are programs like innovation management, technology management, engineering management, general management, European management, offered in the public university at master's level. These are not called MBA, but you are going to learn management in it. Okay, so these programs are available to avail for those who have done, I mean, for example, BSc or BTech, and now moving to a interdisciplinary field of study.
All right. So there's this question from Mariam Fawzia. For applying, is it necessary that a student has to reach there and appear for the examination?
For foundation, yes, you have to be not to apply. You will apply from your home country. You will get a conditional offer, a preliminary offer, eligibility confirmation letter. Different universities name it differently. And with this letter, with this document, you are able to come to Germany. Prepare yourself. There are preparatory programs, both for German language as well as for entrance exam. Okay, and you can prepare yourself here and then take part in the exam.
Correct. So the next question is from Khaja Arifuddin. Is it mandatory to have 75% for master's program in English taught universities?
Yes and no. What you need to understand is English taught programs are limited, about 5 to 6% programs. Okay, that is why the competition is very high.
You just said yes, or you said no?
Yes and no, both.
Okay. All right.
That's why I'm explaining that competition, because due to the high competition, you know, there is no guarantee. Even if you have, for example, 70% mark, some university might accept you. Maybe they got less applications. Okay, but in general situation, they have way more than number of applicants which are required. Okay, for example, giving you an example, one program is called let's say data science offered in English. They have 20 seats. They might get 2,000 applicants. Okay, so as better grades you have, if you're looking for English taught programs, as better chances you have.
Right. So the next question is from Kulsum Zaidi. Is IELTS considered in common European framework of reference for languages?
Yes.
Okay. So the next question would be, okay, there are so many MBA program questions. So when are the applications for MBA program English medium opening? Is this MBA free of cost funded? Please share the process details.
Yeah. Before going to the answer, I need to tell you, you need to check if you are eligible to apply for an MBA. I've just mentioned in my previous answer. Okay.
Correct.
You are apply for public university English taught MBA programs. You are eligible to apply if you have done BBA. Yeah, if you have done business study previously. There are two intakes. I am going to show you one of the slides where we have projected the deadlines. For English taught program, there are two deadlines. One is on 15th of July every year for winter intake, starting in September, October. For summer intake, starting in March, April, the deadline is 15th of January every year. Okay.
All right. So the next question is from Afia Shahid Sheikh. Conditions for 100% scholarship for girls in engineering. Do we have such thing?
The biggest scholarship, yes, and Danish, you can come also. You can also
For
give
girls,
your
yeah.
own. Yeah.
Conditions for 100% scholarship
The
for
biggest
girls. And
scholarship or 100% scholarship is actually only the waiver of tuition fees or the funded education. Okay, but once you are here, there are certain scholarships available which helps you to fund your living expenses. Okay, there are there are excellent scholarships available for international students. Definitely, you need to show or prove that you are one of the best student. You are able or eligible to apply for a scholarship which lasts at least for 1 semester, which covers your living expense. On the other hand, you are not paying any kind of tuition fees. But these such scholarships cannot be availed from your home country. You need to be here and prove that you are one of the best students.
So the same person asked one more question, that is, what all exams are to be written for engineering, and do they give 100% scholarships? Yes, Danish, Nadeem sir.
Actually, to go back to the previous question, because she mentioned, Afia mentioned that she's talking about girls. Fortunately, here there is no gender bias, which is a good thing. So as a girl or as a boy, you have an equal opportunity. But then if you have a nice story to tell in your motivation letter, why you are, as a girl, more eligible, that will be considered. Normally, girls have a good opportunity, equal opportunity here. And I think I should also add on that all of you women listeners here, they should also feel, or rather encouraged to apply, because here there are a lot of equal opportunities for the jobs and also for education purposes. Scholarship 100% is again the matter of, you may or may not get, but then you should not be discouraged, because what it happens is, like, once you are here after 1 semester or 2 semester, you can still be eligible to apply. So it has not necessarily have to be from the beginning, but during the term of your study, you can still apply to different organizations within Germany, or also like Aga Khan, and there are a couple of many of them are there. So you can, you have to write your application, and you have to see whether you can get an application approved there. But yes, there is a possibility. And I think for women, it's in general quite a good place to be here. It's a safe country. And I think there is always an equal opportunity there. However, there is no gender bias. In some professions, of course, they will encourage women applicants to be they're more than welcome. Some kind of quota is there. So some kind of reservation is there. But yeah, I think it's a good place to look forward.
Yeah. So the next question is from Urja Rajoria. Sir, I am currently pursuing BSc in computer science. I have physics as a subsidiary subject. Is there any exam like IIT JAM for masters in physics? Is it online or offline?
No, if you are looking for a master's degree, there is no further exam to take in order to be eligible or get acceptance from university for a master's degree program.
Okay. So she has particularly asked for telling that she is pursuing her BSc in computer science and has physics as subsidiary subject. So might be she wants to know about more option in the same.
I think I can answer it here. We have always been talking about that when you have a background in subject A and you want to go in subject B, you have to kind of see the link there. It is definitely possible. We will also, I think in the presentation, we also talked about interdisciplinary programs. So if you think, because physics is also an area where computer science is applied, so you can, of course, definitely can be a successful there. Some programs look for consecutive bachelors. So when you go to a master's program, they expect that your bachelor program is somehow related. However, computer science type of subject is quite generic as well. So you are very well eligible. Some universities may have assessment kind of test, but it is not that formal or like IIT competitive exam. It's very much of an individual assessment exam to assess whether you meet certain criteria, not in comparison to others, but in your own abilities. So, and that is also with some university. What they count is basically your grade, your previous, if you have a work experience, motivation letter, recommendation letter, and in general, yeah, if you are able to write a nice story connecting from your bachelor to your master, why you want to change the subject, why you are interested in that. So that really helps.
Okay. So the next question is for Shakil Hodki. What is the criteria for mechanical engineering industrial to study ME in Germany? What would be the approximate budget?
Mechanical engineering or industrial engineering is offered mostly in German medium. Okay, there are very few, we can count them on your hand, programs related to mechanical available which are taught in English. The requirement is definitely you have completed your bachelor's degree in a relevant field of study with approximately required CGPA. Okay, and if you'll apply for English taught, you need higher GPA, a bit higher. We have shown the slide approximately what percentage of CGPA is required. And similarly, the language requirements are there. But if you need about mechanical engineering, I would say that you have huge opportunity here. It's one of the Germany is kind of heaven for mechanical engineers or any other related field. For example, for mechanical, you can go for same field of study, but you can also apply for industrial engineering. You can apply for aviation. You can apply for automation, mechatronics. You can go for aerospace, aeronautical. You can apply for automobile sector. So there are a lot of field of study available if you have mechanical engineering background.
You should also know that there's a lot of German companies who are very good in automation and mechanical engineering. You know, Germany is a hub for automobile industry. So a lot of the big known cars are made here. So there's a lot of factories here where there's a lot of application. And nowadays it's going very much interdisciplinary. So even people with the electrical background can work with the mechanical team and vice versa. So there's a lot of opportunity, especially if you are a technically oriented background.
So basically, Afia wants to know after grade 12, what all documents should we start collecting being an CBSE student?
Very simple, 10th certificate and transcript, 12th certificate and transcript, passport copy, and photographs.
Okay.
So education documents need to be notarized. Okay.
Notarized. Perfect. Okay. So yeah, Mariam Fawzia, she's asking, is there any postdoc scholarship you know in the area of entrepreneurship? I'm a PhD in entrepreneurship from Department of Business, AMU. So I think for this, we will be having a separate session later on.
About PhD, post-graduation, postdoc, we would arrange a different session also for postdocs.
The same goes for Fayyaz Khan. We will be having our next week session on postdoc. Please hold on to your queries. I'll just take another question from Abdul Rahman Sheikh. You asked students to focus on just program structure as the ranking and university are all recognized. Can we know the prospects for campus placements? Is there any university same for that matter, or should we select a specific university for the same?
So generally, not only by the university, also by the state, a particular province, they both are interested to assist and help their companies or industries located in that particular city or in that area. That is why they, arrange kind of open days where they invite industries to come meet with the students. Similarly, there is a very famous workshop called bonding. Yeah, in this, industry is presenting themselves. Students from all over Germany are going there, submitting their CVs, getting to know the company, introducing themselves. But this is one way how you can, have better chances to get a job. This is one way. But on the other hand, internships are the best suitable mechanism to get into the industry. So internship is mandatory or part of the bachelor degree program, at least. Yeah. In masters, you can choose either internship or writing your thesis, and or both. But the internship is the medium where you will prove to a company, your employer, that you are the one, you are the person who is fit for the job because you are already in the company. Okay, and most of the students, they are getting job is through the internship way, or if you don't get into the same company, then you already have work experience in Germany, which you can show during your internship. Okay. So these are a couple of things. There are job portals free of cost. You get to know the companies through your supervisors or through your professors, because most of the professors are actually working in the company. Okay. And they can suggest you, or they can suggest the company to get to know you as a person if they find that you have the set of skills.
Correct. So the next question is from Nawaz Sharif Sheikh. Is it possible to do MTech for the second time? Because I have done my MTech in thermal sciences, which is more related to mechanical stream, and I have chemical engineering as my bachelor's degree.
Yes, it is definitely possible. You have two possibilities: either to look for an interdisciplinary program or related program to your bachelor's degree. Because getting into masters, even for second, third, or fifth masters, they will only look at your bachelor's degree and not at your master's degree. So yes, it is possible. So if you have a chemical engineering background, you are interested for chemical engineering, process engineering, or related field of study, it would be possible. Otherwise, there are interdisciplinary programs relating to your field of study, which we have either taken as a bachelor degree or maybe have done some work. You can apply for these courses also.
Sure. Thank you. The next question is from Nimra Idris. Assalamu alaikum. Which program should I take after my BTech degree? Master in Management or MS? Or which program is better, MS or Master in Management?
I think it's really up to you, Nimra. You have to decide what is your interest. If you want to go into more science side, you can go for MS program, but then you will be more focused on working on research side of work. If you're interested in management, you can definitely choose for management studies. In management, you have to know that you will be more required to learn the language, because you have to deal with the people. You will be working in an environment where people will speak German. So I think it's really up to your choice. If you think your bachelor degree prepares you more from a technical perspective and you are interested in that, then choose for MS degree, Master of Science. But if you think you want to go into management, you have people skill, you have communication skill, go for the Master in Management program.
Yeah. So do we need voluntary work hours?
For what?
For getting admission in the university?
No, it is actually not any kind of requirement. Just like this.
All right. So, hello, sir. Assalamu alaikum. This is Ayan over here. I have a question. I'm currently pursuing my BCA final year in Bangalore, but I have very less percentage of 50%. Do I have any chance to avail masters in public universities in Germany? And my second question is, since it is a 3-year course, can we still go ahead for masters? If not, what can be done?
First thing I would suggest, if you are still in your last semesters, try to improve your percentage. Very important. For English taught programs at public universities, it's not possible with the grades. Yeah. Even for German taught program, it would be very difficult because there are two problems here. Lack of credit hours because of your three years of BCA. On the other hand, low grades. Okay. Private university definitely would accept you because you are going to pay the money, but for public university, it will be difficult. If possible, try to improve your GPA or percentage.
So I think we are almost done with our time, and still I
Ms. Umeda, there were lots of questions about how much money it's going to take, and I think we have prepared one slide. Let me share my screen so that I can complete my presentation.
Sure. So can we take 2 more questions, and then after that you can present your slide there? Yeah. So the question is, I have recently completed my 12th, and I have just started my first year of BA in German, and I'm doing B2. Is it beneficial for me to pursue BA in German in Germany or in my native country, India? Also, are there jobs for language graduates as there are for BSc graduates? Also, if I were to pursue my BA, what documents will I need? There are so many questions. So yeah, let's done with these 2 questions.
You know, it's your choice if you want to do, as you're learning German, in BA, right? This is what I have understood. Or if you're doing simple BA and learning German as a foreign language on a side, which we have done B1 level, which I have understood.
She's doing B2.
Yes, she has completed B1 and now doing B2. Yeah. My recommendation is, you know, you need to be course specific. I am doing BA with these subjects. Okay, then I would be able to give you better understanding if it is good to complete it in India or your home country or come to Germany. Okay. And about the documents, about the application, we have actually explained things a few times, but we will also be, sharing some links with the detail how to apply, where to search for the universities. If you can be more specific, which subjects are you taking in your BA, then I would be in a better position to suggest you something.
So she wants to ask, is it beneficial for me to pursue BA in German in Germany? Like she's doing in India. So she's just asking if I can do it in Germany. So it will be more beneficial to do it from there, or since she's doing it here?
So maybe if it is only my understanding, she is doing bachelor's or BA in German. Yes. German means German as a subject.
Yes.
Right? Then it is definitely better to do it in Germany. Yeah. Of course, there are possibilities to complete in India. Yeah, but you know, here you will. You are in Germany learning about Germany.
Correct. So she also wants to know if there is a job for the language graduates.
Yes, there are a couple of fields or areas. For example, German teacher. Okay, teaching German in a university, teaching German to foreigners in touristic branch, huge demand. Those who have learned German language. Okay. And in translation area is a huge demand. Okay, again, for example, in embassies locally in your country as well as in Germany. For example, if you are from India, you can work in Indian embassy because you know better German than anyone else working in the embassy. There are different fields where you can get a job if you have studied languages.
Correct. So the last question I'll take is from Kulsum Zaidi. I have applied in Germany this year via Uni Assist for the course in MSc Biotechnology, where I have bachelor's in chemistry. So when does acceptance rate increases if we apply for master course that is similar to our bachelor's? Although the universities have mentioned that chemistry background student can apply in biotechnology, what impact will it have on acceptance probability?
If the university is given that chemistry background students can also apply, you have the same chances. Yeah. The deciding factor is when have you applied? Okay. If sometimes we apply after the deadline is over and you don't get any reply from either Uni Assist or from the university. Sometimes university has really exceeded number of applicants and which are more relevant to this particular field of study. Then usually you don't get a rejection and you don't get even a reply from university. I am quite sure that you have applied for an English taught program and usually it is the case that you even don't get a reply back either for your rejection or no answer about acceptance also. Okay, you have to pursue with the university, ask them again and again to get the final reply.
Okay. So I think we are done with the Q&A round. We can share the screen.
So I was going through the presentation. I hope it is visible to everyone.
Yes, but not in full mode.
Yes.
Screen. Yeah.
So one of the things we have discussed, explained to you was about the timeline because there was also a question for English taught program, both at private and public universities. This deadlines, this information is given on this slide. This is only about English taught programs in public and private universities. January usually is the deadline for March, April intake, and July is the deadline for October intake, which is a winter semester. Applicable to all English taught programs. Okay. If we talk about German taught programs, there are no deadlines. You can apply any time during the year and you will get acceptance within the time frame is between 4 to 6 weeks maximum. There are no deadlines for German taught programs. In my next slide, yeah, people ask participants, I have seen some questions, how much it's gonna cost me or the expenses to come to Germany for higher education. One of the aspects is your living expenses, okay? At the time of visa application, embassy requires a confirmation that you have enough or proof that you have enough funds so that you can take care of your living expense at least for the first year. Either it could be in form of a blocked account. Blocked account can be opened either in Deutsche Bank, in Fintiba Bank, Expatrio Bank. From India, it can be opened from Kotak Mahindra Bank, for example. The amount required, I'm sorry, yesterday we have got a new release from the German Foreign Ministry. They have increased the amount a bit. It is now 10,332 euros. Instead of on the screen, it is shown 10,236. They have increased it above it 97 euros, I think. This amount is required for everyone applying for any type of student visa, regardless of public, private, English, German. Okay, very simple. On the other hand, if you have a scholarship or a guardianship from somewhere, you can this can be exempted. Okay, which is in a rare case that you get a scholarship from someone, from your government, or you have a guardian who would afford your living expenses. This amount, 10,332 euro, is used actually for your living expenses. Living includes your accommodation, your food, utility bills, local traveling. It varies from city to city, area to area. So on average, 650 to 850 euro is the amount a normal person, a normal student required to live here easily. So if you are going for English taught program in a free education in public university, definitely there is no tuition fees. Similarly for German taught program, there is no tuition fees, but you need to spend some money to learn German language. Let's assume an example, especially for those coming after high school or +2, definitely they need to learn German language. Wherever they learn, it depends. The approximate cost of learning German language is between 8,000 to 10,000 euros. Somewhere good. Yeah? Between 8,000 to 10,000 euro. And this is actually the only expense of studying in Germany. And this is also required. It is necessary to speak and learn German language in order to be more successful. Every university charges a semester registration fees between 250 to 350 euro. This is not the tuition fees. This is the semester registration fees. Against this money, they will give you a ticket. It's called semester ticket, which is used to travel, use a local or public transport free of cost for next 6 months. Same semester ticket is used to withdraw materials and books from the library free of cost. Okay. On the other hand, there is no tuition fees in the university, which is public university, both for masters, both for English and German taught programs. But private universities definitely charge you between 5,000 to 7,000 or 8,000 euro, depending on the level and the program. So this is the actual expenses. You need to have this amount of money initially for the first year, because after covering the first year of living expense or maybe the learning of German language, there are no expenses that you have to ask from your family, because German language is learned. You don't need to spend money again. And for the living expense, you are allowed to work. All international or almost all international students work here. Even Germans or European students are working here to earn their own living expenses, because you are allowed and a lot of jobs are available. Definitely job availability or better job availability depends on how good you speak German language. Okay. So this is a basic overview, how much money is required to come to Germany. And if the money is required afterward, not at all, because there is no fees at the university. There is no extra expenses of learning German language again and again. And you can earn your own living expense. You don't need to ask your parents and families to give you money in the second year. Danish, you want to add something?
I think you pretty much covered what you said. Is also, we have to say that many of the students, if they have a language skill, and sometimes any technical skill, like if you know web designing, this kind of different skill set, you can already start working because there's no restriction on your part-time jobs. The moment you are here in Germany, you can start working 20 hours per week officially. But the one more thing interesting here is that if the work is related to your study program, so let's say you're here to study a master's in physics, and you're working related to those topics, then your hour of working is also not counted. It means that you're free to work without any hour restriction. But if you're doing odd jobs, like many people prefer to work in McDonald's or other kind of, student jobs, then there is hour restriction. So you cannot work more than 20 hours per week. And of course, depending on the study you are, there could be some restrictions on when you cannot work. But eventually, the idea is that when you work as a part-time student, you can already earn your living on a monthly basis to cover up your living expenses. And of course, from the very beginning, that's possible. So there is no restriction on working as such. And also as a student, you can invite your partner here to be with you. Of course, there you have to show some money in the bank account, but then he or she can come over and can work also. You can also invite your child or children to come over to be as a dependent. So you can think that even if you are a person who is married, who has a family and want to go for higher education, there is also a possibility to come over with their families.
So I think we are done with the session and Q&A round. Thank you so much, Mr. Imran, Ahmad Khan Saab, and Mr. Danish, Nadeem Saab, for such a wonderful session today. It is our pleasure to have you both on board with us as our expert speakers. I, on behalf of EMP, would like to express my gratitude for your time, guidance, and support. To all the attendees, it is our absolute pleasure to have you all with us on board for our follow-up session today. Thank you, everyone, for making this session a very wonderful experience for all of us. I truly wish attending today's session will definitely benefit you in your educational as well as professional lives in Germany. We will be uploading this recorded session of today on our EMP YouTube channel in a few days, inshallah. I would I would request you all to kindly send us your feedbacks via email at info@amptusa.org, either by writing an email or by recording a short video telling us how do you feel in this session today. So your experience and your feedback really matters to us. If you wish to be a part of AMP and its community work, you can simply log on to www.ampindia.org/joinamp. In case you have any queries, feel free to write to us at info@ampUSA.org, or you can directly write to Mr. Danish, Nadeem Saab, and Imran Saab at info.germanyedu@gmail.com. Wishing you all a happy and fruitful learning experience with us and a successful future and a great career ahead. So, all right, Humaira, your host today. I'm signing off now. Stay home, stay safe, keep learning. Take care. Goodbye for now. Thank you.
Very much.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Thanks a lot.